Hey, friends! For the 4th of July, I wanted to find a patriotically themed movie for you. And I stumbled across this thing. The Adventures of the American Rabbit, an animated feature from 1986 based on a character created by artist and author Stewart Moskowitz a decade earlier. Our story goes like this. A baby bunny is born, and the whole population of Bunnytown turns out to get a look at the new kid and celebrate. They must have to do this like 1,000,000 times a week because bunnies. This mysterious old bunny shows up and says some cryptic stuff about the kid being special. Then he disappears. Time passes and the old guy pops up now and again. He's like the spirit animal for this bunny, I guess. Turns out the little bunny has been given the powers of the American Rabbit, which makes him superpowered. Apparently, every so many generations, a bunny gets these powers. When he runs fast, he transforms into the Star-Spangled Bunny. His powers depend on whatever the writers need him to do in any given scene, apparently. Well, our hero leaves home to do good in the world, and his home promptly vanishes, never to be seen again. Yep, it's a magic bunny land. Now he can't ever go home. Anyway, in his mild-mannered bunny disguise, the American Rabbit winds up at a new rock club, the Pandemonium, where he gets a job as a piano player. There's a cute bunny working there called Bunny O'Hare, and she's soon his love interest. Bunnies work fast, I guess. And then a biker gang comes in. They're not foxes, they're jackals. I mean, they should be foxes, but whatever. They come in and they smash up the place. They're working a protection racket for a mysterious bad guy. And while the gang is busy wrecking the joint, our hero Bunny just lets them. No, he doesn't try to stop them or anything. He's got superpowers, but he doesn't use them. The girl bunny organizes a big rally to show the baddies that they won't be cowed by this gang, and the whole town turns out. You know these people mean business when all of their signs at their big rallies say, "Rally." Yeah. In order to get money to rebuild the club, the crew goes on the road with a bunny band, and the bikers thwart their every move. Eventually, they decide the best thing to do is go to New York, where the bad guys go from being a local problem to taking over the whole city. Their plan? Kidnap this moose so he can't make chocolate, thus cornering the market, and everyone, including the American Rabbit, just do whatever they tell them to. The big baddie also has a doomsday device he threatens to use, and the American Rabbit is helpless. Can our hero just be a hero already? Will he get with a girl bunny and do what bunnies do? And how does this moose drive with hooves? In our cast, Barry Gordon voices the bunny, and he was Donatello in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He also voiced the Nestle Quick Rabbit, and in front of the camera, he appeared in The Girl Can't Help It with Jane Mansfield and Cinderfella. He was also Archie Bunker's accountant, Sam Rabinowitz, on Archie Bunker's Place. Kenneth Mars is here. He was the voice of Triton in The Little Mermaid and voiced a ton of cartoons. He was in front of the camera in What's Up Doc, Young Frankenstein, The Parallax View, and a lot of TV work before he turned to voice acting. We last saw him in my review of Steam Bath, where he plays a stockbroker. This was also one of prolific voice actor Bob Holt's last credits. He did tons of things like Charlotte's Web, The Black Cauldron, and Wizards. Laurie O'Brien plays Bunny O'Hare. She was the voice of Miss Piggy in The Muppet Babies. Pat Frawley is here as the bunny's dad. He was in Brave Star, Centurions, Rainbow Bright, and a ton of other cartoons. Lorenzo Music is here. Carlton the doorman on Rhoda and the voice of Garfield. He's playing this blue gorilla. Hal Smith, Otis, on the Andy Griffith Show, he plays the mysterious old mentor bunny. And Russie Taylor voices the bunny's mom. She was the voice of Minnie Mouse for years. Now, on paper, this movie had so much going for it. The voice cast is practically a cross-section of 80s voice actors. The concept is original, and the character was popular enough in Japan to garner Toei Animation's support with the project, making this an American and Japanese co-production. So the American Rabbit already had some success before the cartoon. First as a poster by creator Stewart Moskowitz, then a book he authored, and there was American Rabbit merchandise, this plushie for instance, and this porcelain bunny. Members of the rock group The Turtles worked on the soundtrack, and when the cartoon came out, Rhino Records released the soundtrack album. So, a lot of promise. A promise that went unfulfilled by Fred Wolf, who helmed this thing. Later, he went on to put out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is the only reason his name is still on a company. Based on this thing, he should have been run out of town on a rail, if you ask me. This was made in 1986, which, frankly, was a decade out of date. 1976? Okay, but 1986? Why? And if you were going to make this, why doesn't he have any patriotic origin? Like, was he living in a burrow on Bunker Hill when the battle started? Does he get his power from a patriotic totem like the Liberty Bell or a flag or whatnot? Was he imbued with superpowers by Uncle Sam or the Spirit of America? No, he just wears a flag-based costume. Other than that, there's nothing tying him to American history or patriotism. He wasn't even born on the 4th of July. And the bunny sports roller skates. Moskowitz created the rabbit much earlier in 1976, then penned a children's book about him in 1982. So, okay, roller skates. But since they're never explained, it comes off as if he just has wheels on his feet. Roller skating was a big thing starting in the mid-1970s in movies and TV shows because they were made in California, and roller skating seemed to be a California thing. But by 1983 or so, you didn't see them nearly as much on TV or in the movies. This was made well after the craze flamed out, at least in entertainment. The filmmakers changed the rabbit's whole backstory for this mess, so why not just drop the skates? Why give him skates in 1986 when most people were mostly over it? And for that matter, why give him skates when the rabbit can fly? And why is this superpowered bunny wasting his time dealing with a biker gang? I mean, that's pretty low-level threat right there for the bunny equivalent of Superman to deal with. Let him face them once and clean house in the early going, okay. But to have these clowns run throughout the whole movie makes no sense. The bad guy's plan to take over New York also makes no sense, holding chocolate to ransom. And the chocolate moose, like, what the hell? The bad guys want to force the moose to make chocolate. Well, okay, he's a chocolate moose. Ha ha. But really, it sounds like a euphemism for making the moose take a big crap or something, right? Force the moose to make chocolate for them. Ugh. And he's there with his kid, but where's Mrs. Moose? She's never even mentioned. And get this. To stop the big baddie from setting off his doomsday machine, the bunny decides to cut the power to the city. So, does he just talk to Con Edison or the mayor? Does he switch off the turbines? Does he get the power grid rerouted from the neighborhood where the bad guy is? No. He uses his powers to somehow keep the water from flowing. That keeps the turbines from turning. Sure, but aren't there easier ways? He'd have to hold the water back for how long exactly? Doesn't matter since the doomsday weapon still has power to it. You can tell because the light is on. I've never clapped eyes on Moskowitz's 1982 book, so I don't know what it covers, but he wasn't involved in this production, and from what I gathered, they changed the bunny's origin. This feels all the world like they had multiple scripts for several episodes of a proposed series, but that fell through, so they just mashed all the elements together into this overly long hodgepodge of a movie. Probably the one thing that made me the most angry with this picture happens right in the opening scene, where the bunny has to stop a dam from bursting. He patches the hole in the dam with a carrot-shaped rock, which wouldn't solve the problem and wouldn't even hold very long. But what bugged me the most is that they flat out rip off John Williams' Superman theme during the sequence. That's right, they do a riff on the theme from Superman. That's the laziest thing I've seen in a movie this side of Gen Z. I admit I did like the design of the bunny in the red, white, and blue. Man, I wish I were a multimillionaire so I could buy the rights to this thing and give it a proper remake. I'd ditch the Mentor, the Magic Bunny Land, the Biker Gang, the Big Bad, the Moose, and the Big Road Trip, and a bunch of other stuff, and just have this super-powered bunny. I'd keep the design for him, of course. I like that costume. I'd keep his secret identity, too. A piano player, only he'd be at a jazz club where his new girlfriend Bunny works. I'd give the bunny a proper patriotic origin and stake out the limits of his powers so that he has challenges to overcome. And I'd let him do super stuff like he ought to be doing. Maybe take on an anti-American baddie. There's a whole lot you could do with this character than what we got in American Rabbit. In the end, the adventures of the American Rabbit flopped harder than the ears on these bunnies. It only played on 242 screens when it came out and grossed about $1.25 million. It got released on VHS and later in a full-screen version on DVD. That's what I have. That's right, the movie was made in widescreen, but you can only see it in full screen. So, a half-hearted effort, just like the movie itself. So strangely appropriate, and you're not really missing anything anyway. There's no doubt about it, this is one firework that fizzled out. Really disappointing on almost every level. The voice cast is alright, the animation is okay, it's nothing special really, but it's okay. Some of the character designs are quite passable, but that's about it. It's let down by the awful writing and the bizarre choices made by Wolf and his team. You may have some nostalgia for it, I guess, but odds are nobody does, since most people won't even remember it. It's just a disjointed mess, and about as interesting to watch as a 4th of July parade 5 hours after it already ended. So I'm giving The Adventures of the American Rabbit 1 paw up. You take care of yourselves, and don't play with fireworks. And I'll see you in the next one.